Once upon a time, two Buddhist monks were crossing a river. One of them was young and the other was old. The old monk who was walking ahead saw that just ahead of him, a young woman wanted to cross the river, so he became nervous because the river was deep and there was a fear of slipping and drowning. Maybe the girl will say, "Hold my hand." That girl seemed unknown. The old monk looked at her carefully and muttered in his mind that she is a very beautiful girl. He went ahead of him. The girl also said that I also have to cross the river. Will you help me? He said, "Forgive me, I am a monk, I cannot touch a woman," and his hands and legs started trembling and he ran quickly and crossed the river. That monk had never gone through such a situation before. Every pore of his body started trembling. His mind began to waver, although he had reached the other shore. But when he started thinking about that situation, he made a mistake. He should have held that woman's hand. He started giving birth to dreams. At that time he crossed the river in panic. Within a short time, thoughts from all over the world started coming to him. He thanked God for saving him from a sin that would have been a hassle. Thankfully, we were saved from falling into the pit of sin. Then he looked back and saw what happened to that girl. He was very surprised, astonished, and also filled with a little jealousy. The young monk who was coming behind was carrying the girl on his shoulder and making her cross the river. By placing it on the shoulder? Holding hands was also one thing. Although it is forbidden for a monk to touch a woman and come on, I am old and he is young and he has just been ordained. Oh God, what sin is he committing? The old monk became very angry and said nothing. Then as soon as they crossed the river, the girl went on her way and both of them started walking towards their master's ashram. Both continued walking for 2 miles. The old monk did not say anything again until he reached the ashram. He was very angry and furious. In the resentment there was jealousy, there was anger, there was also the pride of considering oneself superior and religious, and there was also the feeling of considering oneself inferior and irreligious. Everything was mixed. When he started climbing the stairs of the ashram, he couldn't control himself and said, "Listen, I will have to go and tell the master, because this is a complete violation of the rules. You are young and you carried a woman on your shoulder. The woman was also beautiful." The young man said, "You are also talking about surprise. I had just brought that woman down to the river bank. Are you still carrying her on your shoulder? Even now, haven't you forgotten? 2 miles back, you're getting pulled over now?" In this debate, both of them came in front of the master and the old monk could not bear it and told everything to the master. When the master asked the young monk, he also told everything in a natural manner. The old monk thought that, now, the master would expel this young monk from the ashram. The master looked into the eyes of the young disciple and saw innocence in the heart of this youth. The master then looked into the eyes of the old monk. He said that this young man has definitely broken the rules, but from the spiritual point of view, he has not done anything that he should not do. Even at the time when he was carrying the girl on his shoulders and making her cross the river, at that time in his mind there was no lust. Even at that time it remained a witness, and even after doing meditation for so long, you still continued doing only superficial meditation. The witness within you has not yet awakened. The master said, "Remember, this world is with you, situated in you, you are situated in it, but there is such a way of living that neither you touch the world, nor the world should touch you. You pass like this, untouched, the bachelor's bachelor, the soot of this world does not touch you. There is a way to pass like this in this world, in which no rule works, and the name of that way is Sakshi." The master further said that this world including the body is nothing, that is, there is neither truth nor untruth and the soul is only pure consciousness. Knowing this with certainty, this body, heaven, hell, bondage, salvation, and fear are all just imagination. What am I supposed to do with them? I am pure consciousness. Then an awakening incident happened between the three. The discussion arose in the presence of the Master. Both the disciples saw their faces in the Master's mirror, they remembered themselves, and a very unique incident happened. Both those disciples attained enlightenment at the same time. It happens with great difficulty that such a master and such a disciple are found. There are many disciples and there are many masters too, but sometimes something happens by breaking the rules. When such an incident happens, such a master and disciple are found. If there is a meeting of all, what will happen if truth does not explode? In front of such a pure mirror, such a simple-minded person stood bowed with humility and got a vision. If the disciple is ready to disappear, then the Master starts speaking from the deep corner of his heart. If the disciple is ready to bow down, then the Master does not remain outside, the Master becomes established within you. The same thing happened in this ashram, a similar important incident happened. Friends, no action is considered wrong unless we have wrong thoughts about it in our mind. Whether you learned something from this story or not, please let us know by commenting. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel to hear such inspiring stories. Thank you.